In today's video, I am going to teach you how to use Slicer in Microsoft Excel. Slicers are a simple way to filter table/list data using clean, clickable buttons. Instead of hunting through drop-down menus, you can make your filters more visual and easier to use, especially when you are working with tables or pivot tables. To begin, click any cell inside your data table. For example, you can click cell A1, as long as it is within the table area you want to filter. Take a moment to make sure you truly clicked inside the table, not just next to it. Once you do this, Excel will recognize the table and show the relevant ribbon options. Next, look at the ribbon at the top of the Excel window. You will then click either the Table Design tab or the Pivot Table Analyze tab, depending on what kind of dataset you are working with. If your data is a table, Table Design is usually the correct choice. If you are working with a pivot table Analyze will be the right place. This step matters because the Slicer command is located on these tabs, and Excel only shows it when the correct context is selected. Once you are on the correct tab, find the Insert Slicer button. You should see it inside the Tools or Filter group. Click the Insert Slicer button to open the Slicer selection window. This is the moment where Excel lets you decide which column you want to use as the filtering control, so it helps to think about which field you want people to filter by. After the Insert Slicer window appears, you will see a list with options that correspond to your column headers. Check the box next to the column header you want to use as a filter. For example, if your table has a column for category, you might check category. If it has a column for region, you might check region. Choose only the column you need for this slicer, since each slicer is designed to filter based on the values in one column. When you have selected the column header, click OK. Excel will then display the slicer on your worksheet as a floating, interactive panel. Take a second to locate it on the screen. It might appear near your table or in a convenient spot. You can usually move it later if needed, but for now, just confirm that the slicer has appeared and that it shows the unique items from your selected column. Now you can start filtering. Click any button inside the slicer box to filter your data table instantly. For instance, if the slicer shows several categories, clicking one category will restrict the table to only the rows that match that category. This is the key benefit of slicers. You can filter quickly with a single click, and the visual buttons make it easy to understand what filters are applied. As you click buttons, notice how the table updates right away. This instant response is useful during presentations or when multiple users are exploring the data. If you want to switch to a different filter value, simply click another button inside the slicer. If your slicer allows multiple selections, you can also use that same panel to refine the view further while still keeping the process straightforward. Finally, when you want to remove the filter and return to the full dataset, look at the top right corner of the slicer. Click the Clear Filter funnel icon to reset. This action clears the slicer selection and brings back all rows in your table. Resetting is especially helpful when you are stepping through several different filters in a quick workflow. That is all there is to it. You have learned how to insert a slicer. Choose the column it filters by, click Slicer buttons to filter instantly, and clear the filter to start fresh again. That covers everything you need to know.